Where is that?
Now this one will be put in the open, and it will rain on it, isn't it?
Yes. No?
And they are trying to explain to us that
Are you going to put it in a house?
that this being metallic, maybe that's what you are trying to explain.
Yes, I was continuing, but then I was cut off.
You complete.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, sir. As the handle you can see is metallic. If we had made our rotatable foundation also metallic, the friction that would have been produced would be more, and wear and tear would be more. Rather than the wooden one. And the wooden one was very easy to cope with, as easy as painting.
But how are you putting the environment under consideration with the such materials you are using?
Especially with this wood.
Did you think about it?
Yes.
Because now, if, for example, they buy your project and they task you to produce it massively, how many trees will you cut? Or must you cut in order to come up with such supporting maybe whatever poles?
That is the beautiful thing. We've said when they ask us to make it massively. We have had thoughts of making this a bigger project, of expanding. And when we thought of expanding, we didn't think of putting it as it is right now. We thought of making, maybe if we were given more funds, if someone was interested and they would say they're going to fund our project furthermore, we would make it maybe an electrical system.
No, here we are doing these projects, not to stop here.
Exactly, that's why we want to expand.
So an electrical system doing what? For what?
Have you seen the cement mixers, how they turn?
The mixers?
Now, exactly, electrically. Now just imagine, just envision that on our compost tumbler. It would just imagine how many people would be able to use it. As simple as a flip of a switch.
Now,
but for me,
how efficient it would be.
For me, unfortunately, I don't think the rotation is that much a factor.
It is.
You can add some components without rotating.
We don't want to alter the
idea.
Exactly.
okay. Now, you know my concern
this
is one.
is our innovation.
No, it is your innovation, but you see,
Girls,
it has to.
whatever you come up with in a project,
Yes, sir.
it must be functional. Whether at small scale or at large,
Sure.
you cannot say when now you are tasked to produce many of these, that's when you will think of coming up with other materials to use.
We didn't
So
say,
as you
sir,
plan for
sir,
your project,
sir, we did not say that when we have already thought about it even before they told us to do what? To expand.
listen, whatever you put on your project, whichever material you have to use on your project, you must be at the back of your mind, consider the environment. You get it? Don't bring this one as a model and then the final product you change the material. That's why I asked you, how should you avoid that? Whichever material you have to use for project work, you have to contact people. You get it? You ask your teachers. We feel like we need support, but you suggest for us which materials can we use for our support. It is part of the project. We are not going to penalize you for telling us that when we maybe inquired, our teacher told us that the preferred material should be either wooden or whatever. Because it is part of the project work, we expect you to engage members of the community and to get ideas such that you come up with a functioning system, a system which can provide a solution. So for me, I'm not okay with the timber, the wood, because of the environmental thing. The rest, okay. All right. How much money did you spend on this project?
145,000.
Where did you get it from?
Some of it we saved it. For example,
100, huh?
145,000.
This one is how much?
That's 70,000. The what? The dustbin. These ones were donated by the school.
Ah, you cost them.
These ones. It's something like 45,000.
So which means you had not planned
No.
for them.
No, we had planned for some.
When you plan for them
Yes.
and you go to school and they give you,
Yes.
that cost you, that's when you cancel it from your
It's not
costs.
there. We had put.
It is part of the cost.
You must
the initial
budget
costs.
for every item you must use for your project. Whether you can, and you even indicate whether it can be got at school for free or whatever. You indicate that, but you must value, you must attach value to everything you need for project what? They don't
And
say
they're
that.
not free. The school had bought them for some function. You diverted them.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wait, you are now mixing things. Is that a different project?
It's part of this.
Producing on the garbage.
It starts from here
Yes, and
up
ends
to
there.
there.
We are recycling the biodegradables, and here we are recycling the non-biodegradables.
I beg to be forgiven because I asked the title of the project
was
is
talking about
a
this.
composite tumbler. That is why even I refused this one. I refused this one so that I concentrate on your project and we get actually what you are doing.
As our project caters for the biodegradable waste, we hope maybe you'd ask us that what would happen to the non-biodegradable
Aha.
waste.
For
And
me, my concentration was here because this is what you have presented. So, with due respect, I see very nice baskets there, but I kindly forgive me when I don't come there because unless they cancel this one and I work on the other one.
It is one project under the
It
theme
can't be the
of
same.
non-biodegradable and degradable waste recycling.
The title is here.
But we have a theme we are following. Recycling non-biodegradable and
The thing is, the problem is that when you have many projects in one, you lose focus. Even your problem statement.
biodegradable. Since when they separate the rubbish, of course there will be
So
polythene
Now
bags.
this one can be a project on its own.
But they said we only have to have 4 per school. So we had to combine this with this.
Yes, you maybe would have kept it for another time. But it can also be a project on its own.
Another one.
You get it?
If I was teaching you,
Because now if I'm to buy this, do I need it? Eh? So we want something that is functional to provide a solution. Now if I'm going for this, then I don't need this. Yes, so maybe you needed to separate, but it's okay.
another group,
Thank you for that good one.
another group will come out with this one. Another group will come up with something different. For example, there is a group there which was combining that waste into these pavers. Do you see that that is the same question, but there are several what? Projects.
yes,
So that's why I'm resisting to
we
mix.
understand, sir.
This is a project on its own. This is a project on its own. And this is a project on its what? On its own. So unless you say we assess this one, or that one, or this one. For me, I'd chosen this one
Same.
because it makes more sense.
True.
Okay?
Thank you very much
So
for
you,
your
you
time.
tell them to forgive me.
Sure, they will understand too.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Welcome.
And inside there we have connected wires to a motor and a battery cell. So there's a battery cell and there's a switch to turn it on. So when you turn on the switch, close the circuit so you can transfer inside the battery there's chemical energy. So the chemical energy is going to be transformed into electrical energy and then transferred to the electrical energy is going to be transported to the motor to be turned into mechanical energy. So this mechanical energy is what's going to enable the air to be spread around. Like we're going to, and the mechanical energy is going to promote airflow. So this airflow is what's going to spread around the scent being produced from the air freshener. Because inside these bottle covers, we use bottle covers because they are plastics, and since we don't want to find them in the environment, we're going to use them here. So we put many so that we can increase the surface area of the air freshener. So as the scent is being produced, the airflow from the fan is going to spread it around the room. Yes.
I'm looking at this fan and asking myself, how unique is it from the already existing fans?
This fan is unique in that instead of only cooling, it spreads around the scent.
But any other fan could do that.
Yes, other fans could do that, but not all fans are made from plastics. Not all fans are good from these materials which are disposed of into the environment.
Okay. We wanted to make our project wider by purifying our air freshener and then inducing them to the fan, this part of the fan, in that when it spreads, as it's spreading, even the air is spreading without having to have liquid. Yeah, so we wanted to put the purifiers inside the fan, so as the air is moving, it's being spread as you switch on the fan.
For better aeration, free pollution, solving mechanisms. Supposing I'm in an area that is already naturally aerated, would I need your fresh flow?
One air which is already aerated.
In other words, what was the problem out there that prompted you to think about this? when there are already existing fresheners on the market?
So the problem was, okay, we were at school, it was in last term, like during the third term. It was more of a dry season, it was super hot. So while we were in class, like it was extremely hot, and because of the heat, most people like were sweating a lot, so it was releasing like a horrible, like a bad smell. So we wanted to do this so that we could create cooling, like we could create a cooling effect while also reducing the bad smell. Yes. And also it can be applied in like toilets, places with generally a bad smell. Yes.
So, which subject specifically is this?
This is biology.
What makes it biology?
Biology is mainly through the plants, the fact that we use plants and extracted the sense out of the plants. Then we have chemistry because the plants contain chemicals. Yes. And this
Those are plants, and they were telling me about agriculture. So is it that every time I see plants, it is biology?
yes, because I believe so, because plants are under biology.
Plant life.
But they were telling me agriculture. So maybe I'll go back to them and ask whether it wasn't biology. So you've talked about biology, you've talked about chemistry, what else?
We also have physics because we have incorporated the use of the dry cells, the motor, wires, like the fact that we connected the wires ourselves, that's physics. Then the mathematics comes up with this. We had to bend, like, we had to make sure that the fan is in like the proper, like, you see these flaps? We had to ensure that they were, the blades, yes. We had to ensure that they were tilted so that we could maximize air flow. So we have math.
Is there any physics here?
The physics comes up with a script.
The system that brings it out.
Yes.
Can you explain the physics a little?
The pressure. So when it comes to this, within this bottle, there's pressure outside, right? And there's pressure within, like, the whole straw. So every time you push this down, there's air which is like exerted from inside. It is like exerted out of the straw inside. So that creates a vacuum. Since there's vacuum, there's not much pressure within the straw inside. So the pressure inside this bottle around here is more. So when you like let go, like when you press that and when you release it, the pressure forces the liquid to pass through the straw and come out. Yes.
I would like to know, did you get support from your teachers, from your classmates or students from higher classes or lower classes? You are S4?
As we were making the consulted teachers and we consulted all classes. We made sure to ask an S1 and S2 of their opinion of how the air freshener smells, and if we were to spray them in their classes, how durable would it be? And one of the students said that it would efficiently work in enclosed areas, because if I spray it outside, the wind will push it to another area. And for this, most of them actually said it has a good scent. The natural. Yes.
Now, you've told me about the physics, biology, chemistry, and so on. Tell me about the STEM here.
Science, technology, engineering.
Yes. So this incorporates STEM because it contains the science to the biology and chemistry within this, the engineering in the whole setup, like the internal setup of the fan, making it work, connecting the wires, the dry cells, yes. Then the engineering also because of connecting, like putting the things together to make them work. Then the math when it came to like setting up, like making things balanced, making sure that the proportions were enough to make it actually stay upright. Yes.
I didn't hear technology.
technology comes about through the use of the motors, the dry cells inside, because that's all technology. Like that's part of technology because the motor works with the gears and yes,
Is there any in this liquid?
the math when it comes to the proportions.
Okay, I think I will end it there. Thank you, thank you. I wish you the best. I already have your write-up, isn't it? I wish you the best. Eh?
Specifically, tell us about what you come to present and how can it be helpful to the community. Because when you have to speak English, but you want how it can benefit the community, and especially when you're also making some money. Again, so we start with your name and the class, please. This we are streaming like online, and then we are also going to make a documentary out of it, and it is also going to be some other media houses like several. And we have it on YouTube, we have it on YouTube, we have it on English, we have it on Spanish. Actually, if you have issues with being on public, tell us.
Yes.
You do?
Okay, I don't mind. I just feel like.
No, because we have to be open. Otherwise, we're recording you and then, it's not.
Do you have any?
What?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Atahari Brunya, and this is my colleague Nachigozi Michelle.
We'll go one by one.
I'm from Gayaza High School, and I'm here to present about the Fresh Flow Fund. So in our Fresh Flow Fund, it's a two projects combined by one, where we have an air freshener and a fan. So we're going to demonstrate to you why and how useful it can be to our environment. So this air freshener is made out of plant extracts like rosemary, lemongrass, and lemons, whereby you add water and boil. When you boil, it will create a scent whereby when you spray around, the bad odor that you have in your toilets, in your bathrooms, in your houses can be gone. Why? Because in the lemons there are lemon peelings that neutralize and absorb the gas. Sorry, not gas, the bad odor, to make it into a good scent.
So how can that help society, the community?
For purposes of finances, this project can be used in places in like toilets. Like if you have a place where there's bad odor, like let's say in a toilet where it has a bad scent because of the sewage around the toilet. Also, it can work in classes. Let's say also an enclosed area mainly that has bad odor. And this is more efficient for people. Let's say if you cannot afford like air fresheners, because nowadays air fresheners are expensive, they go to 20 and above. But when you have the right materials, you can actually not spend money. Or if you don't have some materials, this air freshener can cost you to about 1,000 or 3,000.
My name is Nachikozi Michelle, and I'm here to talk about the fresh flow fan. So this is the fan that we made. So this fan is mainly to bring more, it's like to make the air freshener more effective. So this fan it's like an average fan, but the thing about it that makes it so unique is the fact that despite like, apart from it creating a cooling effect, it also spreads around the air freshener, making the area smell good. So our freshen fan is made out of plastics, which helps to reduce pollution in the environment, since we have used them to make the different components. So this fan is made using a battery, wires, and a motor. So when you turn it on, like this, it spreads the scent produced by the air freshener around the room, making it smell good. Yes.
So what is this innovation? Are you targeting people from villages or only people in town?
This project, it can be applied for people in the villages, but it's mainly applied to like schools. Like it can be applied in like restrooms, like the classrooms, so that we can make the place smell good and cool and like cold. Yes. So it can be applied if you can, like we're trying to find a way to find cheaper materials for such as the batteries. We want to get like a way to find a battery and a motor which uses less voltage, so that we can get cheaper ways of accessing the battery.
But can they afford it?
Yes, it's affordable because most of it is actually made from things which are around us, like the plastics, like the plastics. Yes, so it's affordable.
Thank you.